Obeying the law of correspondence between above and below, Joseph, too, was thinking of the flood. These thoughts met, or, if you like, moved side by side, separated by a vast distance, except that here below, on the waves of the Ur, the human scion, burdened by the spiritual weight of hard experience, thought of that primal episode, that pattern for all inflicted punishment, with far more urgency and associative energy than those delicate gossip-mongers, knowing neither suffering nor experience, could ever have managed. More of that in a moment. The convicted man lay, quite uncomfortably, in the plank shed that served as both cabin and storeroom on a smaller freighter that was made of acacia wood and had a caulked deck, a so-called oxen boat, the same sort on which he himself had probably once moved up and down the river, bringing his house's goods to market and learning oversight as a future steward. It was manned by 4 rowers, who, when the wind was adverse or fell away and the swaying double-mast was lowered, had to stand at the deck railings near the bow and put their weight to the oars, plus a helmsman at the stern, and 2 of Petepré's menials, who served as escorts but also as sailors, handling lines and observing the current. Over them all was Chamat, the scribe of the sideboard, who had been entrusted with the command of the boat and transport of the prisoner to the island fortress of Zawireh. He carried on his person a sealed letter that his master had written about his reprehensible steward to the warden of the prison, a captain of troops, and commissioned scribe of the victorious army, whose name was Maisachme. The journey was long and wearisome. Joseph could not help thinking of that other, earlier one, when some 7 + 3 years before he had travelled these waters the first time, together with the old man who had bought him, and with Mibsam, the old man's son-in-law, Epha, his nephew, and Kedar and Kedma, his sons. A 9-day boat trip from Menfi, the city of the rapt god, to No-Amun, the royal city. But this return journey downriver was taking him far beyond Menfi, even beyond the golden city of On and Perbastet, the city of cats. For Zawireh, their grim goal, lay deep in the land of Seth and the Red Crown, which is to say, in Lower Egypt, in the delta, in fact, in the middle of a branch of the river that ran through the nome of Mendes, which was here called Jedet, and the idea that he was being brought to the nome of that loathsome goat only added to his uneasiness, to the general depression and gloom that overshadowed him, but that was also accompanied by a lofty awareness of destiny, and a meditative play of thought